Okay, another crazy chapter of happenings. So much drama in the Egypt BC. Oh my goodness. So another example of someone just like Tamar, Joseph's now in a bad situation that he didn't ask for. The men in his life are failing him, and even the women in his life are failing him. So he's in another bad situation as well. Doesn't have the opportunity to change his circumstances. He's trying to make the best of it. And while he's there, the Lord is prospering him, which is pretty awesome, right? Even in the land of his captors. And this is why I love verses like this, because this is the promise of the covenant. This is what is spoken by the King Solomon's prayer as he's reviewing the covenant in 1 Kings chapter 8, where he says, even when they rebel and you've scattered them to the land of their enemies, now this isn't technically the same exact scenario, because Joseph didn't rebel. He was forcefully kidnapped and sold to the Ishmaelites. But what Solomon prays, it says, even if they've rebelled and you scatter them to the land of their enemies, if they repent and are humble and do your ways and follow what you can do in your Torah, you will prosper them and give them favor in the eyes of their enemies. And that's exactly what we're seeing happening with Joseph's character under Potiphar's rule. Okay, so even when his character is slandered and Potiphar's anger toward him puts him in jail, Joseph's character is still shining through, and the warden of the prison realizes this guy's amazing and makes him, the head of the inmates, if you will, to be having a sense of responsibility and duty that can be trusted as a prisoner in the guard. So this is why it's so important, regardless of how people act around you, your job, my job, everyone's job is to do the Father's behavior, regardless of how people around us behave, regardless of who's hurt us, regardless of the people that have let us down or have abused us. They're going to have to settle for their account with the Father. Our responsibility is to do the Father's ways faithfully and every day to the best of our ability and never stop until we die. That's our job. Joseph understood that. So let's look at the summary real quick. Here in Genesis 39, Yahweh showed favor to Joseph in the house of Potiphar in Egypt. Potiphar took notice of Joseph and made him his house manager. Potiphar's wife made many sexual advances toward Joseph, but he resisted in chastity. Potiphar's wife falsely accused Joseph of rape to her husband, and Potiphar put Joseph in the king's prison. Now, I think it's funny. I think it's either the Testament of Joseph or even just Jubilees. It's pretty interesting here because it says that in this moment when he's leaving and she still has his cloak to show proof that he was there, that he actually busted out of the door. So he broke the door down, getting out of here and running away as fast as he could when she clinged onto his garment and ripped it off of him. So I just think it's interesting. Like, that would be a hilarious scene, to see him, just because he says he was well built and handsome. And if he has the same strength as his brothers, this dude's strong too. So like, he's just like Kool-Aid man, just busting out of the door. That'd be hilarious. So that seems to be kind of a big deal, is that Joseph was doing everything he could to get away. Now, I don't think it's smart that he was there, but again, he's under their control, if you will. Like, he's servant to them. So when they say, hey, you need to come to my house, I have something to talk to you about, he's got to go. So he's in a real pickle of a situation. And we're actually going to talk about that here in just a minute. Lastly, it says, while in prison, Joseph gained the warden's favor and was made the prison manager.